Hi everybody, Jen here, and I am back with my last layout for the March hip kit. This layout I did with two photos from my November trip to Universal Studios, and it's a couple of pictures of different transportation that they recreated for the Harry Potter section. So, sorry, I'm drinking my Mountain Dew here. I usually have it off screen. I don't know why I have it on screen for this layout, but such is life. So I used this crepe paper craft market background, this polka dot. It's come almost like a bokeh polka dot. I really thought it looked, I really loved that piece of paper. I didn't want to cut it up. I wanted to use it as a background. I also used that last bit of the gold and white striped, that glitter piece of paper that I used in the last Harry Potter layout that I did with the dragon. And then these are three different offcuts that I had left. They're essentially the last bits of large pattern paper that I had. So I'm going to glue down this white and gold stripe, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't cut off the top and bottom white stripes, because the background's craft, I feel like the white really stands out. But I mean, I probably could go back and pull it up and cut it off, but I think I'm just going to leave it. It's done. And then I use this offcut of this triangle. That was also a crepe paper, piece of paper. I think it was from Confetti. And then this pink chevron as well. So the photos are, I know I had said there are two forms of transportation in Harry Potter. And the first one, the one that's to the left, is actually the night bus. And what was really neat, they had the night bus, and in the very back, you could go in and look. You look inside, and it was actually set up like with beds and all of that you would expect from the night bus. And in the very front, there was the shrunken head that they have in the book. And he actually talked, and he responded. It was really neat. So, and then the guy I'm posing with is the driver, who he would ask the questions, and then this shrunken head would respond. Like, it would give you your name and everything. It kind of reminded me of Turtle Talk with Crush at Epcot. So, and then the second picture is I had jumped on Hagrid's motorcycle, and it had the sidecar and everything, and it was late at night, and I was just joking around, but my mom's like, "Oh, I want a picture of that. That's really cute." I'm like, "Yeah, for the first time in your life, you want me to ride a motorcycle." She works on a head trauma unit at a rehab hospital, so motorcycles have been a topic of conversation forever. She said, "If you ever get on a motorcycle, I'm going to kill you." So we were joking about that. So that's what made that photo so funny. So my title here, I used those flat stickers from the hashtag happy from Webster's Pages. I pulled out the letters for transportation of, and then I used the thickers that are the craft and gold and to say Harry Potter. So my title is going to be Transportation of Harry Potter. And it's hard to see here, the white on the pink. You can see it in person. It's not clear as day, but you can see it. I did try to outline it. I tried to outline one letter. I might have kept it on camera. But oh yeah, so I tried to outline it, and then I was like, oh no, I don't like that. So I kind of left it. It looked horrible, so I was able to wipe it off before it dried, which was kind of nice. So I just left it the white, and you can kind of see it here. You can see it in person, but you have to be kind of looking for it. But at the very least, you can see the title of Harry Potter, which then will draw your eye above to the transportation of. So the reason I used those letters is I hadn't used them really at all for anything else. So I wanted to use them at least once in the layout, because, I mean, why get them and not use them? So I also apologize for not having any new videos in the last couple of days. It's been this has been like the first week of really warm weather. We've had like anywhere from 60 to 65 to 75. Yesterday it probably almost topped 80. So I have been outside and not in my craft room, not at my computer. I've been outside as much as possible. Even after work, I set up, I've just kind of taken my book outside and read in the evening. So I apologize for that. Yesterday was so beautiful, and my roommates from college that live in Connecticut, they came up for the day, and we hung out in downtown Providence and went to the Melting Pot for dinner. So it was just a it was a beautiful day. We were planning to go to the RISD Museum, but it ended up being, it was so nice. We just sat in one of the parks and chit-chatted because none of us wanted to go inside. So I'm thrilled to have the warm weather back, but unfortunately that tends to mean that I scrap a little bit less. So I usually post like 3 or 4 videos a week. It might be down to 2 or 3 videos a week. I do have about 6 or 7 ready to go for my March clip kit, and I've only done 1 layout with my April hip kit. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I have pulled out a whole bunch of embellishments. I pulled out a couple of those different flowers, one from the die cut pack and one from the chipboard sticker sheet. And then there was that sticker that had the bicycle, and I wasn't going to use it otherwise. And I said, oh, transportation, it's a form of transportation. Fine, it'll work. So I was able to use that. And then I put a label down as well, and this chipboard arrow. So in a minute or 2 here, my video actually cuts out, but it does continue pretty continuously, but it's going to be zoomed out more. Somebody had posted on, I think it was either my last video or the video before that, that my videos were looking blurry, and on my computer they look okay. So what I did for the second half of the video, I actually didn't zoom it at all. Usually I crop it just a tad so that you can actually only see, you know, it's in a little bit further, but I left this full, you can see it here, it's zoomed out. I don't know if this is better. It doesn't really look any different to me on my computer. I don't know if it's going to make a difference when I post it up to YouTube or not. So if this doesn't really make a difference, I might, the camera that I use to record is quite old. I think I bought it in like 2008. So it's a flash video camera, but I don't have the greatest light in my room, in my craft room. I'm working on that. I got to figure out how to provide more light. But it also could be the camera. So I was thinking about doing a trial video on my iPhone or my iPad to see if that makes any difference. And if it does, then it might just be my camera and I need a new one. So I've also taken 3 of these cork hearts. I loved those freckled fawn cork hearts. They were fantastic. I think I used them all up. I think I had a couple left for the Killa kit, but I've since used them all up. I loved them. I did use one of the exclusive die cuts and just a couple of other small embellishments here to add a little bit. I am going to journal on that chipboard little label there, and then I'm going to put the date on that half cut circle that was one of the exclusive hip kit die cuts. I'm just going through here and gluing down with my glossy accents those puffy stickers from Craft Market because the adhesive was horrible on them. They didn't stick at all. And then I'm just going to pull out the date using these Teresa Collins Studio Gold stickers. The little typeface stickers. I love those. I've been using them frequently. And then I'm just going to do my journaling. And I apologize, my head gets in the way here, and that's part of the not zooming in kind of thing. Usually I zoom in to avoid that when I journal. But I apologize. You can see me there, and it looks like this is, I hadn't even gotten dressed yet. I keep a t-shirt in there to throw on over my clothes so it doesn't get wrecked with paint. But anyway, that is it. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.